Hi guys, welcome to Mechanical Keyboards Live. This box is not true. This is not true at all. This is not an LJD61 up. Steph says close it more, but I'm like, no, it's all wrong. Good evening. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for joining. Don't forget, if you haven't already, please do give the show a like. Please, if you can, do press subscribe if you haven't already. You just give me 1 second.
I lost.
Green Bay beats Dallas 34-31. Damn it. We were just watching that game. I turned away just at the optimum moment. For those of you who've already speculated what this is all about, this is a black carbon fiber, black aluminum bottom, black switches, black stealth keycaps, pure gaming keyboard. Will this have LEDs? No, it will not. But I'm hearing reports that there's only left channel. There, that should fix it. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why that happened. Cool. Welcome back to everybody who's back from the earlier review. Hello to everybody. Why don't I include this picture so you guys can see me? What's weird is I'm holding the box on the little ledge that this is in. So, hi. It's a little bit high at the moment. I'm trying to fill the space, but hi and welcome. I hope everybody's well. There are lots of people in here today. Mystical Pie, Malenki, Cryptic, Codemaster, Grimspoon, Lord Slaps, Jack Afro, haha. Gabe is back in the house too. What's going on, Gabe? No, I'm not going to do LEDs again. I have nothing really against LEDs. I just don't have any ready to do for this. I have a big shipment of LEDs coming, but Jack Afro, what's going on? On the front page, eh? Hello. I have a whole bunch of LEDs coming, but I don't have them in hand yet. So this is going to be a non-LED'd version.
Could you add LEDs?
But you could absolutely add LEDs to this if you wanted. Sorry, there's a little piece of plastic floating around in here. I'm just going to pull that out. It's either a little piece of plastic or somebody's hair. Ew! No, it's a piece of plastic.
You can add LEDs afterwards.
Austin D, you did say you'd be here. What's going on? Jacob Cruz, Flow Motion, Soku, the Boom Boy, Sen Kun Sam. Yeah, check out the haircut. What do you guys think? More aerodynamic than ever. Hello and welcome to everybody. Hockey versus soccer. I would say hockey, but there's no hockey game on tonight, is there? Guys, there's, as you know, this is a Mechanical Keyboards stream. I will be building a mechanical keyboard. There's 54 people in the channel. Can I get some more likes from you guys? The more likes, the more people get to come and view the show. The more people that come and view the show, the better it is for me and for you guys. Lots of fun stuff happening today. Oh, you know what, Steph? The only thing that's missing from this is stabilizers. Which will actually be the first step. This will be the first time that I've made a universal black carbon fiber on this stream. No kidding. We've had these for sale for quite a long time on one-up keyboards, but I've never made one. R1206. What? What are you saying?
Good.
Oh, I got a little...
All that now.
Lord Slaps is talking. I don't know what you're saying. Wardy, 1107, oddly satisfying says hi. What are you saying, Lord Slaps? Pete, I myself use black and yellow switches for gaming, but mind explaining your reason for using them to game? I will get to that. I promise. Cryptic says, Pete, do you think mechanical keyboards are worth spending money on rather than membrane keyboards? Yeah. For lots of reasons. Not least that they're mechanical. Because they're mechanical, it means that they'll be longer lasting. But not just longer lasting, but they'll have a consistent feel throughout their life. That's really the main thing. I don't know if you watched. There's some like gaming movies out there to watch. I think it was Fistful of Quarters. No, it wasn't actually. It was the other one, the one about Tetris, which is called The Ecstasy of Order. And in that, he had a Nintendo video controller, and he found very soft, and he couldn't really control very well. And that was just because the Nintendo controller uses a rubber dome. If it was a mechanical switch, then it would be the same throughout its entire life. Jacob Cruz, chiclet or normal membrane? I would say neither. I use all browns and 2 reds for ZX for Osu. Oh yeah, okay. Mr. Afadzivai, first timer. Hello, first timer. And Jake says, ooh, fiberglass. This is not fiberglass. And this is not a sticker. This is a real, pure carbon fiber. This is the real deal stuff, guys. It's not cheap because of it, but it is actually real carbon fiber. And there's actually a test. Maybe I should go through and do that. There's a test how you can tell if it's real carbon fiber or not. And the way you can tell is with this current test, which I love to do. Because I love to show off that it's real carbon fiber. You know, there's so many things. I've even seen cars that have stickers that are, not real. So look, if you do this, you can see this conducts electricity. So too does my desk. This piece of plastic does not. This piece of plastic does not. But this, I don't know if you can see because my arm is partly obscuring it. But this does conduct electricity because carbon fiber conducts electricity. Can you see that? I'm going to show you even better. I'm going to make an even better example. Carbon fiber conducts electricity. It's not plastic. It's not fiberglass. It is the real deal carbon fiber. So we're up to 29 likes and 63 people watching. As I do often say, the more likes you guys give, the better this show will do. Thank you very much to everybody who has already pressed like. If you haven't, you should totally do it. What's gaming about this keyboard? I'm so glad you asked. What is gaming about this keyboard is the switches that we're going to use. These are the switches. These are the switches. These are Gateron Black switches. Now, why is Gateron Black the best gaming switch there is? The answer is that Gateron Blacks, as opposed to Gateron Reds, as opposed to Cherry Reds or Cherry Blacks, they have a stiff spring in them. Black is a stiff linear spring. The stiffness of the spring means that it rebounds faster. And the faster that it rebounds, the more APMs. The more APMs, the better it is for gaming. So this is going to be a gaming keyboard built with Gateron Blacks. Now I choose Gaterons. I also have Cherry MX Blacks that I could use. Here's a Cherry MX Black in my. You can see them there. This is Cherry MX. This is Gateron. Gateron, I mean, I can tell you just with my finger pushing on the two of them. Gateron is much smoother. And so for me, a nicer switch. That's why we're going to choose this switch. So that is why it's going to be gamery. That's what's going to make it a gamer keyboard. Of course, building it with a carbon fiber top plate means that it's going to be light. building with the aluminum base means it's going to be stable. That's why it's the gamer keyboard. It's going to be built on the GH60 platform, GH60 Satan, which means it's going to be fully programmable. And for those of you who watch PewDiePie, you'll know that he is also a 60% man too. Cool. Zior, what's going on? I have not played Osu. Does OneUp Keyboards sell to Europe? It absolutely does. Just go onto our website and check us out. You can get shipping quotes included, no problemo. Just go through to checkout and then tell it where you are, and it should tell you how much it is. N-Key Rollover is the real gaming test. Says we make videos CA, and yes, the GH60 Satan has N-Key Rollover. Pete, would you recommend getting a Satan from Taobao? You could, but I don't think you'll save any money over getting it from OneUp Keyboards. I am the owner of OneUp Keyboards, oneupkeyboards.com. That's why I'm always talking about OneUp Keyboards. That's why I know all this stuff about OneUp Keyboards. Don't buy it from Taobao. Just buy it from us, man. What are you doing? What else is going on? Do you follow the NFL? Yeah, it's on behind me, isn't it? Well, maybe I'll turn that off. On which firmware does the GH60 run? The GH60, if you use the TMK or QMK, or even easier, use Easy AVR, you can create a hex file, and that hex file you upload using a program called Flip. Andreas, we'll see you later, dude. If you make your own hex file, what am I saying? Oh, sorry. I'm just going to make this window always be on top here. Just 1 second. Layer, always on top. Any recommendation for a 60%? Chat or Pete? Nope. No 68%.
Program the GH60.
What was I saying? Go get Easy AVR. Go get it right. Go get it right now. Oscar Hernandez says, I was only able to fix the U key, but not the left shift or space. So I just ordered another GH60 from your website. Well, dude, it must work. It absolutely must work. I can't understand if it doesn't work. What's happening? If you recreate the column or the row, there's no other possibility. If the tab key above it works, or the caps lock above it works, you must be able to connect in there. Equally, if the Z key or Z key, depending on where you are in the world, works beside it, you must be able to cross it over. There's no possibility that it could not work. So yeah. Guys, we're up to 73 viewers, it says on my screen over here. If we have 73 viewers, I got to remind everybody again, 1080p. First, you got to watch in full 1080p. Second, full HD. Guys, why wouldn't you? Especially this beautiful beauty here. 1080p. The second thing is, don't forget, please press like. The more likes this show gets, the more likely more people are to discover us. The more people join in the chat, and all the best. So please, if you haven't already, press like. And of course, if you haven't already, please press subscribe. Now, I added a new thing. Okay, first I'm going to do this one. Oh no, my selfie cam stopped working. Hey? Why did my selfie cam stop working? Oh no.
Didn't like your haircut.
Oh no. Okay, well, if that doesn't work, what about this? Okay, but look, I added this other one. Here, this. So you guys can see how many subscribers we've got during the thing. That's neat though, right? If you're watching in 360p. Come on, Lord Slaps. 1080p. Cool. Like I say, with 41 likes and 65 people watching, please do keep hammering that like button. I do appreciate it. Tech Scoop, thanks for stopping by and for the like. I do appreciate it. Back to studying. I totally understand.
Tomorrow's a holiday for us.
Yeah, tomorrow is a holiday for us. That's why we're doing it tonight. And tonight I'm going to be building a keyboard that eventually will go for sale on 1UP Keyboards. Thank you to whoever just subscribed. Actually, now it's over here, isn't it? It's over here. Thank you. Somebody just pressed subscribe. That's great. Thank you. Okay. Let's get into this because it's going to take me a while to clip those stabs. So let's get clipping on some stabbies. Purple says, heyo, heyo, Inception 100. Blues are great in the beginning, but the clicking might start to drive you crazy. Yep. 144p. Guys, 1080p. I'm just going to dump this out. Guys, so many great people following today. Thanks to everybody, all the mods who've shown up. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. And to people who are new here, please do press like and do press subscribe. This channel has a lot of keyboarding goodness on it, and if you were around earlier, I did lots of reviewing stuff too. That was fun. So all I'm doing now is just clipping the stabs. If you guys have seen my live streams before, you've definitely seen this. But I've got a new action cam, so I should probably try the new action cam. Let's see how tightly you can focus. Action cam. Oh, brutal. Brutal, brutal. There it is. Boom. It took a second for it to come to life, but now it's there. Okay, it's still having a little bit of a problem focusing, but watch this. I'm going to press this button, and then I'm going to do this. Now you can't help but focus. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, ho, ho. Now you guys can actually see what I'm doing here. What? Oh my goodness. Okay. Again, full 1080p, guys. Don't forget to press like. Don't forget to press subscribe. Okay. Look. See this? I'm just clipping off these little legs here. Clipping off that bit, and then I'm clipping off this bit.
Why do you do that?
Okay, let me show you. Now that you guys can see this, here's one. Here's a stab. And those two little hooks, what they do is they act as suspension. So as this hits the bottom, those are like suspension leaves, and they cushion it arriving at the bottom of the channel. You see that? What? You can't actually see that, right? What? Okay, every time it does that, the feeling that you as a typist get is that it's like a little bit mushy. And what that mushiness, what we're trying to describe is that at the bottom you're feeling that cushioning, and that cushioning doesn't feel like other mechanical switches. So that's why we clip those two little legs off. The two little legs that stand down, you see the one with the hook, the one on the other side with the hook? That's what we're going to do. We're going to trim those off so that eventually, and I'll just do it real quick here. And you just make sure that's clean there. And then this one. Eventually it looks like this. You see? Oh my God, this camera, it's changing my life. And thank you to you guys who contribute to this channel via Patreon and by buying me a coffee. It's through your generous donations and contributions to this channel that I'm able to upgrade my equipment and buy better stuff like this camera. It's not fully finished yet, but thank you to everybody who has donated and will donate. Okay, I'm going to switch back over to the overhead and continue. And I'm going to keep chatting with you guys, answering questions and whatnot. With 73 concurrent viewers, is that what I'm getting here? And 49 likes. Thank you to everybody who's pressed like. That's really great of you guys. I do appreciate it. Today's Ultimate Gamer keyboard is going to be for sale after the live stream on OneUp Keyboards. If any of you guys happen to be in desperate need of a gaming keyboard and decide partway through the stream that you'd like to buy it, you can email us at oneupkeyboards@gmail.com. I'm the owner of OneUp Keyboards. That's why I keep talking about it so much. And I can answer a lot of questions about OneUp Keyboards, but I can't answer a lot of questions about everybody else. Simply because I don't know the answer. Weekend Airsoft Warrior says, I'm building a clue board this week. Cool. Where'd you get that one from? Is that from Massdrop or from somewhere else? This chat's so good and so lively. You guys are explaining what N key rollover is. Thank you for that. New Furts. No, I haven't seen the new Furts. I would like to see them, though. What's your word per minute? Theodora89 says, my word per minute is pretty low considering I'm a mechanical keyboard nut, but it's just below 60 words per minute, typically. The truth is, I think I've discovered that that's as fast as my brain works. Which is terrible. But it's true. I can't seem to type any faster. It's not that my fingers work at that speed. That's the speed of my internal voice. I don't think I can talk faster than that. I can't talk at 120 words a minute. Dejected Tomato says, hello from the UK. Love your streams. Thank you, Dejected Tomato. I appreciate you stopping by. My action cam is just turned off on its own. I do need to keep an eye on that because that battery will run out on it. I've already purchased through eBay a replacement power cord for it. Again, thank you to the guys who contribute to this channel via Patreon and via buying me a coffee. That's really great. It really makes a difference for this channel. And of course, just the people who generally buy stuff off of OneUp Keyboards. I appreciate that too. I'm just going to press that button again. Look, it's so evident when... actually, can you guys bear with me for one quick second while I do this? Counter? I don't know what happened here, why my selfie chat one has gone awry. The camera looks like it's on. Ah! Such a big bump in subscribers when I had that up on screen. I'm just going to put it up on screen for another few minutes, see what happens. I'm just going to check that my solder cam is still working. The solder cam, yeah, I got to tip it down. Oh no, it's out of focus. 1 second, let's see if this works. Uh-oh. It didn't work. Uh-oh, it didn't work. And did I just lose... Is this out of focus now? No, it's still in focus. Okay, I'm going to go back to the solder cam, try to get that working. Whoops. Nope. 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 Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm not sure what to do. I'll have to play with that again later. We can't have the solder cam not working. That would be insane. $60 watching and 52 likes. Thank you very much to everybody who's liked the channel so far. I do appreciate that. Pawn 10 says, would you mind telling me why you cut down the stabs? I did just a second ago go through it, and unfortunately, I've just trimmed the last one, so I can't show you anymore. But basically, it goes like this. At the bottom of the stabs, I'm going to switch back over to action cam here. I just have to give it a second. No, just one more second. At the bottom of the stabs, there are two little leaf springs, and those leaf springs cushion the bottom of this as it arrives to the bottom of its deflection. Right? You press the space bar, this arrives to the bottom. Now what we expect to feel is that it's hard like all the other keys, because every other key that you press, when you feel the bottom of it, you're pressing the bottom against the bottom of the key. By leaving these little legs on, you get this kind of mushy feeling at the bottom rather than a clean thud like you would expect, really. And that's why we trim the little legs off, just to give it that crispier feel to it. That's all good, man. I don't mind saying it a couple times. The only thing is I don't have any unclipped ones to show you the difference, but the unclipped ones have a little like hook at the bottom of it, and you just clip off the little legs with hooks. That's all. Okay, with 65 people watching, I'm concerned about the action cam, so I'm just going to play with that for another 1 minute, if that's okay. And the way I'm going to do that is by doing this. there too. And I'm just gonna go back to the action cam, to the solder cam, real quick. Did that do anything? Did that just change it? That did, right? That changed it that time. Sundai HD Contact. I appreciate it that you do want to make a video review. Unfortunately, with 1,000 subscribers, you have fewer than me. There we go. Which means that I'm a small business. Unfortunately, we don't have the resources to be able to give out any of our keyboards for review at this time. But even if you had 300,000 views of subscribers, there's not really much I could do at this point, is what I'm saying. If you were Casey Neistat, I could probably put it out of my own pocket, but neither of us are Casey Neistat, so we don't have to worry about that. But good luck with your channel. Have I heard of Hamilton? The musical or the city? And then Skeleton T goes, Sudani HD, you have no subs. Love it. Good try though, man. Good try. I mean, who wouldn't want this keyboard? You gotta respect the hustle, you know? But keep going with your channel, you'll eventually get there. And then you'll be Casey Neistat. The first 1,000 subs are the hardest ones to get, in my humble opinion. After you do that, it's just a matter of time. Of course, I'd appreciate it if all you guys could press like and subscribe. Ooh, what are we drinking today? Peppermint tea? Mm-hmm. Lovely. Okay, so right now I'm just putting a Crytox GPL 205. You can get this stuff from Amazon, or at least I did. I think there's a link to it in the About section below. All right, Weekend Airsoft Warrior, you have a good one. Thanks very much for stopping by. Don't forget to press like. Thanks very much, dude. You take care. Have a good one. All you got to remember when you're building a keyboard is to start with the steps. I know it sounds so obvious, but it's the easiest thing to forget. Joseph McLaughlin, hi skiwithpete, I love your streams. Watched your entire 6 hours New Year's Day stream the other day. Awesome. Ended up buying the Vortex Core based off your quick look at it. Cool. It's a nice keyboard, isn't it? What I should do is make a JD40 now that we've got the new keycaps in. J. Cal says, oh my god, your stuff is awesome. How long have you been here? We started about, what, 35 minutes ago? R1206 dude. All right, you have a good one, man. Don't forget, for those of you who've just joined, there's 67 people currently watching and 60 likes. Thank you very much. If you haven't already pressed like, please do. This promises to be a keyboard channel, and it is. We're building a gaming keyboard today, and I'm going to show you guys this on the action cam. It takes a second to warm up, but don't worry, it's not black for long. I promise. It'll be right here. Right, come on, hurry up. There you go. We'll have this fully working in a couple of days, I hope, unless the eBay delivery takes too long. Okay, look, there's two sides of this stab. You see, there's a part that has two holes in the front, and a part that has one hole in the back. I'm sorry, it's so hard to do this. See the one hole? That's one hole. Again, there you go, one hole. Yeah, versus the other side, which has two holes. Can you see that has two holes? Oh, maybe not. You see it's got that line across the middle of it?
Am I reading stuff to you, or?
Yeah, you can read stuff to me. So the two holes goes towards the front. The front is the part with the wire. So the hotel, I call it the hotel, the front part, goes towards the wire. And then you put the wire in on the bottom floor of the two. It goes in like that, and you can see it through there. And then I push it through the lube. Like that. That is a perfectly lubed stab. Okay, we just continue to repeat that. Take this one. This is the back. This is the hotel. Hotel towards the front. Take a stab. Pop it in. Yeah, and Steph, you're going to read me questions. You ready? Is your microphone on?
Nope.
You're going to turn your microphone on, and then you're going to read me questions.
Am I?
Yep. There we go. Got that in. Again, same thing, and then I'm gonna clip it down through.
Mine with Cube says I bought the Z88 from you. Look at it last stream, and I love it.
Oh, cool! That's great. That's great. That's a neat keyboard. That one. Unfortunately, it only works with the Utemus. But if you can track down some other Utemu things, you can pull them out and swap the switches. That's great. And I'm gonna switch back to this view. Have a sip of coffee. Tea. It's tea this time. And turn off the action cam.
Joseph says, thinking about building a JD40, JD45 too in the near future. Already bought the keycap set from you guys at One Up Keyboards. It arrives on Tuesday. Cool.
Great. I personally would go with the JD40 because it's on an angle. The JD45 sits flat. But that's just my personal preference. You might prefer keyboards that are flatter. I prefer ones that are steeper, but... What switch are you using? For this build, I'll be using Gateron Blacks. And I know I'm going to say it 1,000 times today, but Gateron Blacks, because black has a stiffer spring, and a stiffer spring means faster rebounds, and faster rebounds mean more APMs, and more APMs means better gaming.
Thoughts on the Corsair K65?
I don't have thoughts on the Corsair K65. My thoughts are it has what's called a non-standard bottom row, and I don't dig on the non-standards. I need to scratch my eye, but because I'm playing with lube, I'm getting concerned about it. So, Ooh, Joseph, sounds awesome. Zelios, we should have Zelios in stock at 1UP Keyboards this week. Is it this week?
Mm-hmm.
This week.
If everything goes well, yes.
Ulysses HZ says, Hola, ¿cómo está? Estoy bien. Is that what you saying? Is that the right? Is that? I don't know.
Yeah, so bien.
Molto bene. That's Italian.
Lord Slap says I keep my G60 tilted down. Joseph says JD48 days. You talked me into it.
Yeah, I saw that. That's
I
awesome.
think I'm gonna try the Zelios. You saw that one?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at other things too.
You're okay. Cool.
Leopold 660C versus HHKB.
HHKB because you can buy the Hasu programmable controller for the HHKB, and there is no programmable controller for the FC660C. Also, the FC660C with MX to Topre converters means that you can use a lot more keycaps on it than you can with the FC660C, which has an extremely unusual spacebar. So I would say the HHKB without any doubt. Yeah, I think the DHL pack is supposed to arrive on, because it's a holiday Monday for us tomorrow.
DHL still delivering now?
I don't know. I don't think it arrives tomorrow. Yeah, I don't think it'll arrive tomorrow. So if it doesn't arrive tomorrow, that means it'll arrive Tuesday. And then we've got to photograph and inspect and then put it up on the site. So I hope this week, but if it's not this week, it could be kind of next week.
No, scheduled end of day tomorrow.
Oh.
They don't take a break. But I don't.
Engel Santana KS says, what time is it where you live? What time is it? 2042. 8:42. For those of you who've just joined the stream, I'm building a 60% pure gaming keyboard. And I say pure gaming because it's Cherry MX blacks. Oh, sorry, it's Gateron blacks because they're smoother. If this was like a best of both worlds gaming keyboard, then I would have built it with reds. But because I wanted a pure one, pure gamer, ultimate edition gamer, I went with blacks. Now, some people do like blacks. I was talking to my friend JB1830 yesterday, and he was saying that he does just love a black switch. He's a big man though. He's a what is he, Steph? 6'3"? What is JB? 6'3"?
Tall.
He's tall and he's got big meaty hands. So for him, he likes the. I'm gonna put a dab more lube in there. He likes the blacks on their own. For me and for everybody else, keep them for gaming.
Not everyone else. Other people might enjoy them.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just, and it is the best for gaming. You could have small, light hands. You could have Donald Trump hands, and it would still be the best gaming keyboard. But if you're thinking of an everyday typer or whatever, then you might consider a different switch. You saw my face all lit up. No, that's just lighting. That's just lighting like crazy. This corner of the this corner of the apartment is lit up like Candlestick Park. How much does the lube actually help? Quite a bit. I don't really know the answer. Wait a sec. The lube on the switches or the lube that I'm putting in here? The lube that I'm putting in here, it helps. It helps a little bit. It's not so much like start of life that you notice it. It's like how much it wears on the plastic after a year or 2 years. That's the real truth. Booyah. How about blue for gaming? Blue's not. There's no switch that's bad. There's no switch that's bad. Why would you want a linear switch like a black? Well, a linear switch doesn't have any resistance going down, like from a bump or from a click, and it has a stiff spring to send it back up. Now, a blue is great for certain applications. And I'll give you an example. You're an accountant, and you want to make sure that every time you press a key that there's a registry, that it's registered in the computer, so that when you're typing really fast, you make sure that every key press is registered. Now, I'm not saying that blues are for accountants and not for anybody else, and I'm not saying the blacks are for gaming and not for anything else. I'm just saying that those are like the typical use cases. So that's why I tend towards black for gaming. Again, blue, there's nothing wrong with it. It'll make a lot of noise when you're gaming, but why not? Meta macros, yeah, double stream. Were you here earlier? Best keycap material. So it goes like, it's a weird thing because it's like a 3-stepper. It goes ABS, cheap ABS, then it goes PBT, then it goes expensive ABS. A lot of people really like expensive ABS, and I'm slowly becoming one of them. If you get a keycap set from GMK or a Signature Plastics SA keycap set, you're buying ABS. It is top quality. If you're not buying ABS, then PBT is a great keycap. They feel rough for a long period of time. This keyboard is going to be PBT. Then there's cheapo, like entry level keyboards. Like if you say bought a Corsair, or you bought a Cooler Master, or you bought a Razer, or you bought pretty much any keyboard you buy off the shelf is going to be ABS. It's going to be basic ABS. Probably pad printed, and then it kind of goes up in quality from there. Meta macros, what is this expensive ABS? Sounds like a contradiction. Well, here, do you want me to show you? I could show you. Just give me a second. I'm going to go wipe my hands off because I've just been playing with lube. But for all 67 of the people who are here watching, if you haven't already, please press like and please press subscribe. I'm going to be back in 2 seconds. I'm just going to grab a couple keycaps to show you. Okay, let's zoom in. Here we go. Here is thin, cheap ABS. That is a standard keycap off of this says it's off a Cooler Master Quickfire XT, but I don't even know if that is. That is super gross. And it's thin, it's cheap, it's totally not worth it. Now that on the right is also ABS, but look how thick it is. Also notice it's a double shot. So it's got black and white plastics mixed. So when you rub that through, it's just going to keep looking like 2 zeros all the way through down to the next level. Also, here I've got a thick keycap from, this is also from Signature Plastics. That's an SA profile keycap. And again, just look how thick it is. Hopefully that makes sense of the different qualities of ABS. Because all three of those keycaps are made of the same material, but they're definitely not the same quality. Okay, cool. Moving right along. Does the texture of those feel any different? Yeah, but not for long. ABS has this property where it combines with the oils of the skins and goes smooth quickly, whereas PBT stays rougher longer. I didn't show any PBT keycaps in there, but PBT stays rougher longer. Okay, and for those of you who don't know, the way this works is you put the hook side. Oh, wait, I gotta zoom out. What the? You put the hook side in the small holes. In the big holes. The hook side in the big holes, the clip side in the small holes.
Cherry stabs?
These are, yeah, they're called cherry stabs. Because they are cherry stabs.
Is there any pro to using co-star stabs over cherry stabs?
Now, a lot of people have preferences on this matter. I personally, I don't, and I also prefer, if I did, I would prefer cherries. The reason I prefer cherries is it's easier to remove the keycaps and put new keycaps back down. I'm never afraid to lose a co-star one. Some people claim that co-stars have better smoothness, or I think they're talking nonsense. Or it's not that they're talking nonsense. It's that if you can tell the difference in smoothness on a stab and what type of stab it is by pressing a key, then you, my friend, have much more sensitive fingers than I do. So if you were working at full pace, how long would you take it to put together a whole keyboard? Look, man, I'm going to be honest. I think I have pretty bad ADD. Like, I think I have, like, pretty bad because this is full pace. Like, I can't go much faster than this. I know you're like, what? Yeah, but you could be, like, working hard, like, working...
So how long?
I am working hard.
So how long does it take you to?
2 to 3 hours. It depends on the build. This one, I don't know. This one, I think, I haven't checked yet, but I should check now. I don't know if I'm going to have to clip all the stems on these again.
Is building keyboards cheaper?
No, shit, no. No, if a machine can build these way faster and way cheaper than I can. But you lose all the customizability. You lose the programmability. You lose all the... No, I can't, so I'm going to have to clip all these. You lose all the stuff that makes these good. So, no, you can't, but honestly, that's not what it's about. Spend the extra few dollars and get a quality keyboard that'll last you. Good night, Cryptic. Unfortunately, I do have to clip these, so I'm going to start clipping them now while I continue chatting to you guys.
What's the best keyboard that you have?
The LJD61 up in black carbon fiber.
Which is home.
It's home right now. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, you notice the one up? You notice the one up? That's the LJD61 up from One Up Keyboards. You can go and buy one of those off our site right now. Yeah, I think if you batch process this, like if you had one person just doing stabs and another person just doing switches and another person, then it would be a shit ton faster. But this is about my limit right here. What switches? We're doing Gateron blacks.
Compared to the Red Scarf 68, how hard is this PCB to program?
I don't know about the Red Scarf 68. What I do know is you can download the program to do this one. It's called Easy AVR. It's super easy to use. Like, super easy.
Matthew Teague says, hey Pete, how's it going? Are those GAT blacks? I've just joined the stream.
Got blacks indeed. What's up, Matthew Teague? Steph, is your mic on?
No.
Can you turn it on?
No.
Okay, I'm going to come over there and turn it on.
No.
Turn it on, turn it on. Thank you. For those of you who just joined the stream, Matthew Teague, could you please press like on the video? Last time we got up to 900 likes. I don't know if we're going to get anywhere near that this time. But I would love it if you guys could keep pressing like tonight. We're at 76 likes currently. Don't forget, there's full 1080p available on this stream. And later on, we're going to be playing with the solder cam. The Red Scarf was not that great. Thanks for the answer. Go check out Easy AVR, man. Download it right now.
Why mechanical keyboards aren't wireless?
Good question. A gaming keyboard, you don't want it to be wireless. A gaming keyboard, you want it to be wired and 100% reliable. I mean, some mechanical keyboards are wireless. We've actually got a PCB coming in the next couple of weeks. It'll be, you can buy the upgrade and make it wireless, but or you can buy the Bluetooth controller to make to make an HHKB go wireless. But it's just not the dominant feature. I don't think that's the thing that people are really looking for. I don't think that's the thing that they're most excited about. Ski with Pete waiting for 4K. Donate, man. Press donate in the thing below. Go to Patreon, support this channel. 4K is coming as soon as.
Best keyboard you've used that you haven't built yourself.
What? The best keyboard that you've used you haven't built yourself. Well, are you saying that somebody else custom built or like an off the shelf? What's my favorite off the shelf keyboard? My favorite off the shelf ever was a Poker 2 MX Clears. That's the best off the shelf I've ever owned.
Matthew Teague says, like has been pressed. I've just run a group buy from Taobao and have some Gap Blacks coming. Looking forward to my first linear board.
Cool. Well, I don't know how cheap you found Gap Blacks, but we're pretty damn competitive on old one-up keyboards.
What are you trimming off? Why are you trimming the switches?
Okay, great question. So these are what's called 5-pin. I'm going to turn on the action cam. These are called 5-pin switches. And 5-pin means that they have the 2 pins that connect to the plate. Here, hold on. It means that they have the 2 pins that connect to the PCB. Those are those 2 metal ones. This big round stud, which is where the spring goes to when it's fully compressed. And then it has these 2 plastic side studs. Now these are called PCB mounts. On some PCBs, you don't have to mount a plate, and you can just put these straight into the board. Now we're not doing that today. We're going to have a carbon fiber plate. So really we don't need these. But the other thing is, because the ones that happen to be on the Satan are particularly tight, you've really got to hammer them in there. You really got to push. And there's no point. Like, I might as well just trim them off. So I trim them off.
Have you tried vintage blacks?
I've not tried vintage blacks.
Been thinking about making a Bluetooth controller, but it seems tricky to get right.
If you're a maker, make it. Well, Matthew, I have to tell you, that's below what they sell for from Gateron directly. In order to buy them from Gateron directly, you need to place an order of 100,000 switches. And to do that, they cost $1.35 each. So, yeah. I hope you get something that's okay.
Per 10.
Yeah, they're 13.5 cents each. From Gateron.
For a crazy amount.
For 100,000 of them.
Yeah. Cool, well done.
Yeah, that's a hell of a price. And we don't even buy them from Gateron. We don't buy them in significant enough quantities.
You're all good, no worries.
Yeah, who knows? You may have bought them off somebody who's going out of business or something. Who knows? That is an incredible price. That is, again, lower than what we buy them for. I'm going to turn off my action cam again. That power cable is coming from eBay, so hopefully it shouldn't be more than a couple of weeks. So you guys know I'm hoping to do another live stream very soon. Possibly as early as tomorrow. Although it's not confirmed. I actually have a guest visiting tomorrow. I'm going to try to convince him to jump on for a few minutes with me. We'll see how that goes. But also, we have next week coming up. Going to do another live stream next week. And then I'm away the following... what is that? The first weekend in February. So there won't be any live streaming that weekend. Favorite artisans, Pete and Steph. Steph, what's your favorite artisan? Stephen Tudor says the minivan was an eye-opener, inspired me to source my parts for plank for a first DIY build. That's awesome. I've just ordered another plank that I'm going to be using. So thank you very much for having that inspire you. Davis the Great E, when is the TKL coming out? Very soon. Very soon. We've ordered all the pieces. Which reminds me, I haven't heard from my supplier. Just give me 1 second while I write myself a note for that. $72 viewers. Don't forget, guys, for those of you who are new, don't forget to press like and don't forget to press subscribe. But of course, don't forget to make sure you're watching in full 1080p so you can see all of the glorious detail as we get going here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, I've done too many of these. I only needed to do the first 4, but I am going to switch over now and just plug those first 4 in. And then get the solder cam fired up. And we'll do that for a few minutes. Oh, that was bad. I'm new to the whole custom scene. Are boards usually loaded with software needed? Or is that done after soldering and whatnot? You know what? I need to test it. It should come preloaded with some basic software. But basically you do that afterwards. The correct program to use, or at least the program that I prefer for this, is called Easy AVR. You can go Google it. You can download and start using Easy AVR even before you've bought a keyboard. It'll show you the different types of layouts that are available. And yeah, you can see all about the Satan right then and there. It's a great way to learn about the types of keyboard that you want or the type of programmability you might put on it. I do highly recommend it. Easy AVR. Alpha Victor Romeo. Okay, so when you want to test a keyboard, what you got to do is you want to get something metal. You want to get a place where you know that it can type something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this board in, and then I'm going to use these tweezers to just touch the 2 connectors, and it should fire and give me a letter. Yeah, it's just come up and said TTT, and I'll just do this to press enter. There you go. So now we know that the board works. We can carry on. Yeah, Easy AVR is such a cool program, and the guys who run it are awesome. I've joined the mailing list, and just watching how they all interact with each other, it's amazing. And of course, once you have the hex file from Easy AVR, if you're in Mac, you use DFU programmer, and if you're in Windows, you use Flip. Okay, so here's what you do. You just place this gently over the top here, like this, to show that it will fit and whatnot. And I'm just going to take a look, and it looks like it's going to go this way. So what I'm going to do now is just push this in. And then the bottom row can be a little bit tricky because I'm not sure what position the 1.25 is in, but I think it's going to be there. Because otherwise it would rest in the corner, but I'm going to have to pull out these keycaps in order to really tell me. Okay, just one more second, guys. I'll just be back in one quick second, just after I get this down, and we'll do some more stuff here. Why has that gone funny? Oh, because this is supposed to be in that key. Okay, one quick second. So that is correct for there. Also correct for there. Getting closer, getting closer. Just gotta get the solder cam up. Just 1 second. Sorry that I was gone, but I'm back. Let's just test out the solder cam. Oh, lucky I tested it out. Sarantis, what's going on? We're looking good. Matthew Teague, that makes more sense to me. Actually, that's a lot closer to. That's still a very good price, even as somebody who buys them wholesale. That's a very, very good price. I'm gonna message you. Okay. Jacob Cruz, welcome back. Okay, ready? I'm just gonna give this a quick. Oh, it's tight. Just gonna give this a quick wipe, and then switch over to the solder cam. Steph, are you yelling out questions?
No. Stanislav would really like to know how much the 6 key will cost.
I don't know. I don't know. We're still working on it. It's yeah.
Then Matthew says we haven't paid shipping or tax yet though, so no doubt it will be much more expensive in the end. And when will the 18 key come out?
I don't know that we're ever planning an 18 key. What's an 18 key? I mean, the alphabet's 26.
A numpad? A little numpad?
I guess. Why is that so stuck?
Ventilation?
I don't have my ventilation going. Thank you. You do have a point.
Inception 100.
No, you're quite right. I don't have my ventilation going.
18 key since the K95 never came with MX Blues, and if Pete makes an 18 key, I can pair it with my K70 and have a makeshift K95 MX Blue.
Oh. Oh, exciting.
What was that?
What? A little explosion. Again, a reminder, you should be wearing glasses when you solder. I, of course, always wear glasses, so I always wear glasses, you see. But it's for exactly that reason that you should wear protective eyewear when soldering. Some of these solders are a little bit gross, but
I'm not joking about the 18th key to some extent, by the way.
Okay, the next move for me is to get the case out because I want to rest this inside the case while I put the rest of the switches in. So let's take a look at this case. You can see my beautiful handwriting there.
Any idea when you're getting the CLV keypad in stock?
No idea. I haven't even talked to the boys about that recently. That's a good question. One that I should take up soon. If it's okay, I'm going to run over and add that to my list.
Reds versus browns. It's just one is tactile and one is not, right?
Yeah.
Take a closer look at this case. CLZ.
What case? What? This case, this base is aluminum. It's available on one-up keyboards.
You've got black switches. Recap what you're doing.
Sure, I'm building a gaming keyboard. 60% out of Gateron blacks. And it's with black carbon fiber, black aluminum base, and...
Invisibility asks if you're going to lube the switches ever.
Not these switches, but this is, you can open these switches. But I would like to do that for an upcoming build. Is get inside the switches. I think I'm probably going to loop some reds, to be honest, for myself.
Matthew asks, what are your thoughts on the new Cherry MX Silent Red switches?
Oh, I'd very much like to try them. Very much. That is so bad of what I've done to that one. I'm pulling this one up too, actually. Just did a terrible job on it. Didn't have it lined up at all.
Pete and Steph, ready for Mech 27. Join the group by after someone dropped out.
Yeah, Steph is in on that. Steph's she's going pink.
Pink, pink, and pink. Which I will obviously build on the live stream, won't I?
Obviously.
Obviously. What color did you get in visibility?
Sangyun Sim says, this is amazing. Thank you. I don't really know what that means, but thank you. Okay, I gotta grab mine.
Silver. That's cool. Goes with everything.
Silver, silver, silver.
Well, because he got in after someone dropped out, so didn't get to choose.
Oh, yeah. Still, silver would be pretty cool.
That's a good color to not have to worry about. I don't have keycaps for mine.
This is my iFixit 64-bit kit. Pump, pump, pump. Love this thing. There's a link in the About section. I keep going on about how good it is, and it is that good. I need it nearby, because I'll need it in the next section. Okay, and the reason that I did that was so that I could do this, which is place this in here, and you'll start to get a look at what this thing is going to look like when it's finished. Sorry, I'm just going to do this off screen for 1 second.
No pizza camp today.
Yeah, Inception, but don't try to do it all at once. Save up over time. You know? Rome wasn't built in a week. Rome wasn't built in a day, actually, is the expression. don't browse one up too often. I went to merch and it showed me hoodies. Where are the programmable numpads located? The number pads are not currently available. They're coming soon. They're coming soon product. Yeah, when it's not in stock, when stuff is not in stock, it won't appear on our website. So you'll notice that if you buy any, yeah, you'll notice that if you buy any one-off items. For example, if you buy a sleeve, the moment after you've bought it, it will disappear from our stock.
Stanislav, they're not available at the moment. When they're available, we will be able to. You'll be able to
Yeah,
find out how much they cost.
there's other parts that are coming. There's other parts that are coming. That's the thing that you don't know. And why you keep asking, it's like, because you know we have them in house, you think that they're ready to go up, but they're not, because there's other parts coming, and we're not going to put them up until those other parts have arrived. And those parts are coming from Sweden, Steph?
No.
What's that?
No.
Where are they coming from?
I don't know. Europe somewhere.
So that's why they're not up.
And you can't have a price yet.
Yeah, because it's not until we have everything figured out that we can figure out how much they're gonna, what size of package it's gonna be, how much it's gonna weigh, all that stuff.
Any benefit solder versus no solder on the cable kits?
Get the no solder cable kits. If you're asking, get the no solder ones. I think that the no solder are more robust. It's only if you're like a real. Imagine this. I'm at Maker Faire. A guy comes up to me and says, "Oh, you got solder projects here. It looks like those are USB cables." I said, "Yeah," and I said, "Most people, I recommend that they buy the no solder kits because it's really difficult to solder those little parts." And he said, "Son, I soldered for the Navy for 25 years. And I went, "Oh, well, okay, well, then you're the guy who should buy the solder kits. Nobody else should."
Not true.
No, not entirely true.
Soldered them.
Yeah, and if you want a challenge, for sure that's what you want. But if you don't want a challenge, if you just want a cable, don't... The no solder kits are more robust. They're just, I don't know why. But I mean, if you really like to solder, you'll have fun and you can make a solder kit. And we're just about to release, I say just about.
Oh.
I don't want to say that in front of Stanislav, wherever he is. We're just about to release USB 3. Not USB-C, USB 3. And that'll be a solder-only kit.
White 22 Trash says, "I've been watching your previous streams and videos. I love it. Something about mechanical keywords. I just love it."
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, you don't have to buy soldering iron for the no solder kits.
What are your favorite keycap sets? Anyone you're looking forward to in the future?
I'm still waiting for the one. I'm still waiting to see one and go, that's it, that's the set I need. I mean, I'm using Raindrop and I like it, but it's not my end game. I don't know what is actually. We were having this conversation the other day.
Who, you and me, or you and?
Well, you were there with JV.
Yeah, you guys are talking about it. To me, because I think partly because I'm colorblind. I just don't really. Send me fait rien. No, that's not it. That is not.
Afif Ozen. Can anyone recommend where I can make my own custom keyboard?
Yes. Go to my store. And I request that you go to my store because it's my store and I'm the one who's hosting this YouTube channel. Go to my store, please. It's called oneupkeyboards.com. You know what? I've gone and bought this up.
Gateron or buckling spring?
What? A buckling spring if I could, but you know what, Steph? I think I've done this wrong.
Why?
Because I'm starting to think that this should be in that hole. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yep, I've gone and done it wrong. Oh man, it's gonna be a pain to pull that out too.
No. Alan purchased he got a soldering cable kit. And he knows how to solder.
Yeah, good.
And then ended up failing miserably, so bought a no solder kit and had a much better experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
They're definitely challenging.
Yeah, challenging stuff. I mean, like I say, there are people out there who should buy the solder kits. For everything else, there's a no solder kits. Wait a sec. It's actually this one. For those of you who haven't done this before with this, who haven't watched me do this before with this shitty desoldering pump, let me tell you, you're in for a world of pain. This isn't going to turn out really good. Actually, I said that. It's going to turn out fine. That's not really what I mean. What I mean is, it's going to take a long time. Whoa, I got it! Did I get that one too? I don't know. Oh, excitement. No, I didn't. Oh, I did! Oh my god, that is probably the easiest one of these that's ever come out for me. I'm just going to put it straight back in. Boom.
Matthew comments, best feeling in the world when you get the switch desoldered the first time.
What's that?
Best feeling in the world when you get the switch desoldered the first time.
Yeah, man. Wow.
And why did you need to redo that switch?
What's that? The switch was actually in the wrong position. I had it 1/4 over, which meant that my spacebar wasn't fitting. Stupid. I'd even tested it. I just didn't test it properly. It's not that I was being lazy. I just didn't test it properly. He makes keyboard, yes. I'm making a keyboard.
Where can you get that keyboard?
1UP Keyboards. You can get the kit pieces to make it yourself. Or this one in particular will be available for sale after the live stream.
Hey Pete, quick question. I purchased Seals LEDs and noticed they were incredibly dim. Do 3mm LEDs make a big difference over 1.8 mil?
I'm not the right person to ask. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just not the right person. I don't know the best answer to that. There are some people who are in this chat who know the right answer to that. Invisibility, if he's around, he'd know. Creamy, if he's around. 92 watching. Thank you, guys. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in. If you haven't already, please do press like and please do press subscribe. I know you guys who are here often hear it a lot, but it really does make a giant difference for this channel and for this video. Makes a huge difference, in fact. It's the reason that I say it so often. I genuinely wouldn't if it didn't make a giant difference. If you could, that would be great. I'd really appreciate it.
Invisibility to know if Zeal's LEDs, the ones that Alan got were incredibly dim. Do the 3mm LEDs make a big of a difference over the 1.8mm? So never buy 3mm, he says.
Thank you, Saigon Sagyun Sim. What up again? What's going on? Tonight I'm making a universal 60% plate with a universal 60% base and a GH60 Satan PCB and black PBT side printed keycaps and
black Gateron
switches and anything else, Steph? What else am I forgetting to say?
I don't know. You kind of did that all over the place. You've got a black aluminum 60% case. You've got a GH60 Satan PCB. You've got cherry stabs, black Gateron switches, a universal carbon fiber black top plate, and the black PVT keycaps. That's more of a bottom to top.
Steph, in my life, for more than just logic. Okay, with that bottom row done, I think I'm just going to solder them in. Oh no, yeah, I'm just going to solder them in. $104 concurrent viewers and 98, oh it says 95 viewers, 98 likes. So you guys know, the last stream I did last weekend had 1,000 likes. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Well, thank you to everybody who's tuned in. For those of you who are just joining, I'm skiwithpete. I'm making a gamer keyboard, and if I put this thing up, oh no, there we go. You can see how many subscribers I've got. If you press subscribe now, you'll be able to see. Do you guys do curled cables? If not, anywhere. We don't do twisted cables, but you can make your own by buying the parts and pieces that you need.
Peter, fan.
Oh, fan.
You can curl your own cables.
You can curl your own cables based on the kits from One Up Keyboards. The fan is blowing, or sucking rather. Thank you to everybody who just pressed subscribe. I really do appreciate that. I'm going to switch over to the solder cam so you guys can watch close up as I weld these switches in place. Steph, can you continue to read out questions?
Mm-hmm. Matthew says, your solder work is great. Mine always comes out a little browned around the edges, almost burnt looking. How can I stop it from doing this?
That's just the amount of rosin that you have in your solder. Try changing solder brands to Kester.
You shouldn't have to clean it, though.
What? Yeah, I get little brown splotches too.
Yeah, but you don't have to clean them off, do you?
I mean, I don't clean them off, but I could. Just get some alcohol on there.
Yeah, he cleans them with isopropylene.
Yeah, but try changing to Kester. Just like in mechanical keyboards, there are good brands and bad brands of solder.
Or different brands. That
Yeah. I'm just saying one of the quality brands is Kester.
Mm-hmm. Syntax 604. What is the steps to adding LED backlights before or after soldering the switches?
It's the
and do I need to?
It's the same. In fact, I would recommend that you put switches on before you put backlighting on. And there's two different ways that you could do backlighting.
Well, it says, and do I need resistors for each one, or does it depend on the PCB?
It does depend on the PCB. This PCB, you don't. They're already soldered on. This is the Satan PCB available on One Up Keyboards. Whoops, that was ugly. Just give me 1 second and I'll show you. In fact, you can see just beyond where I'm soldering, it says R63. Do you see that? That R63 is where... sorry, that's a resistor. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is D. D59, D54, D49. That right there, you see those? Those are the SMD solder pads for LEDs. And I would, for underlighting. For regular switch lighting, it's regular. It's like every other board. It's just these holes up above it. Those ones.
Pete, at a given time, would you do a walkthrough of the QMK, TMK firmware to do basic layers, etc.?
Yeah, I could do. I always think that software makes for really boring videos. It makes for much better like wiki type entries, but I suppose I could if that sort of interests you.
Matthew says, Kester, thanks. I'm using Netis
Currently,
I
I don't know them.
He's gonna buy some Kester.
I mean, I was using other solders. God knows what they were, what brands they were. Velman, which was kind of okay. There was no real complaints for me, and I was using it. And then I got some Kester stuff. I think I got it as a present, and it was excellent. And then I started reading reviews about Kester, and they got a lot of nice things said about them. And then, yeah, then we kind of switched over. So in our USB kits, if you were to buy one from us, you'd get Kester. And
you added on.
Yeah, it's made a major difference. I got to be honest.
And Syntax 6604 says, "Okay, got it. Thanks for the info. Excellent info." That was on the light.
Yeah, cool. And whoever buys this after me, they can install their own LEDs whenever they choose.
Oh yeah, Matthew, the solder is so expensive off Amazon. It's 48 pounds a spool. Yeah, you don't need a whole giant spool unless you're going to be doing a lot. We got a giant spool and we still have.
We still have 99% of it.
Yeah, and Pete uses it often. So if they do a smaller little tube of it or something, you'd probably be all right.
Yeah.
At least to try it out, make sure you like that one. Do you have to program your keyboard every time?
No. The beauty of these keyboards is that you actually program the circuit on the inside. If I show you just quickly here, you actually program this chip. And this chip means you can unplug it from one computer, go to another computer, plug it in, and it'll retain its programming, which is really why these things are so much better. It means that you can, if you work in IT or something, you can just walk up to somebody's desk and easily input a series of commands. It also means that you can lost my train of thought. It also means that you can go to multiple OSs and have them have the same feel to all of your keyboards. I've totally lost my train of thought. It's good. Oh, macros is what I was going to say.
But you don't have to program it every time.
You don't have to program it every time, just the one time. But go to EasyAVR. Download EasyAVR. Because you can download that now, even before you've got a keyboard. And you can play with some different layouts and try some different things and do some different stuff. And choose exactly what you want now ahead of time. And get it all, get yourself all ready for this. Because what I'm going to do with, what I do with my boards is I flash them all to be the same. So I've got like 5 different 60%, and they're all, it doesn't matter which one I pick up, all that I feel the difference is in the switch, because the macros and the functionality and the layers are all the same across all the different keyboards, which is amazing. Because, again, it's like it is the interface between the human and the computer, the human and the machine, and the more you like that interface, the better I think you'll find computing.
What about plain Radio Shack solder?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, it's just like um, every brand is slightly different, and they'll be trying to do slightly different things. If you buy Radio Shack stuff, you're more likely to have. I mean, just think of what the product guy would be thinking when he was saying, "Okay, what's the perfect solder for Radio Shack?" Well, it would probably be, I don't know, easy to use. It would have a low melting point. It would, you know, glob really easily. It would not form air bubbles really easily. It would. Before this, you know, my name is Ski with Pete. Before this, I was a ski instructor, and it's like people would ask me about ski wax, and you know, like, what ski wax is good, and like, should I just use candle wax or not use candle wax? And like, I feel like the answers are much the same. You know, every company is gonna have a premium wax, and every company is gonna try to have a general use wax too. And the general use wax, like, it's fine if you're not racing in the World Cup. That's all you need, and it's the same sort of thing. If you've got solder from Radio Shack and you're not soldering anything for NASA, you're probably fine. Like, I wouldn't use candle wax, just the same as I wouldn't, you know, use the free stuff that you got with the soldering iron that costs $4.99. But hey, if that's what you got. Guys, we got 106 viewers in the house. What's going on? All 106 of you. Hi, I'm Ski with Pete. I'm the host of this show. And we're building a keyboard from scratch. I'm going to get a drink of water because I'm thirsty as hell. Pete, what soldering iron do you recommend? Super easy, the Hakko FX888D. It's the one I've got right here. Mine has a webcam mounted on it, but yours won't. It's the one that I use and the one that I recommend. Check in the About section below. You can find a link to it on Amazon, so you make sure you get exactly the right one. There's a lot of links in the About section if you want to go check that out. Steph is being super kind and has just gotten up to get me a drink because I'm going to die. If you guys haven't already and you're new to the show, don't forget to give us a like. Don't forget to give us a subscribe. There was a guy on Reddit earlier who said that he thought I was saying that too often. And it's true, I do say it a lot, but unfortunately, that's just the way the game is played. You haven't even started putting the switches on. Look at all the switches I put on. I haven't soldered them all in place. I've soldered all those ones in place. But we'll have more. We're going to have more solder cam in just a minute. Solder cam. Love it. Thank you to everybody who's come along today. This keyboard is going to be available for sale on 1UP Keyboards after the show. It's using Gateron Blacks, which are super smooth. It's got lubed stabilizers. And it's made with care. Oh, did you? Oh my God. How do you do that? Are you like a ninja or something?
You watched me put it down.
Steph, there's no way I saw that.
It's on screen, is it not? People watch me put it down.
Mungry, you should adjust the temperature based on the solder that you're using. I solder at 650 Fahrenheit, which is right for my Kester ROHS lead-free solder, which has a much higher melting point than some leaded solders. But I like the no lead. And for those of you just tuning in, I'm clipping the legs off of a 5-pin. Let me turn on the action cam here. So these switches, you'll see in a second. Excuse me. These switches come with. They come with the 2 metal pins that you solder into the board. It's got this one center column that you push the spring into, and then on the 2 edges there's these 2 plastic spikes, one here and one here. Those plastic spikes go into the board. That's to say the PCB. But because I'm doing a plate-mounted board, I don't actually need those. So what I'm up to is I'm trimming them off. I'm just trimming those 2 little plastic legs off.
You don't have to. It just makes it easier.
Yeah, you don't have to. It just means if you don't, it just means you have to push really hard to get them to sit into the board properly. And me, I'm not in the mood to push that hard every time. So instead, I'm just clipping them off. Okay, back to this, and I'm going to push a bunch more in here. This switch here is actually the trickiest one to do, because what you got to do is you got to make sure that it's twisted into the corner. It's so easy for it to go in slightly askew. It's great. R1206 dude. As long as I can call you R1206 dude, you can call me anything you like. My friend JB went to the Nintendo launch this morning. Went and checked out the boards. But he was out in the cold from a very early hour. I suspect that he has just gone to sleep. Slim Active. Buy parts separately, then assemble. Never thought about it. Oh, well. I hope you now are considering it. This will be, I mean, a custom keyboard from the ground up for someone to love and enjoy. This has a carbon fiber top plate with a black aluminum base using black switches. Black switches have stiffer springs. Stiffer springs mean faster bounce back. Faster bounce back means more APM. More APM means game.
Where'd you get the metal sheet? Top work table.
What's that?
Where did you get the work table?
Oh, Goodwill? Was it Goodwill stuff?
Is that what they're called here?
What's that?
Is that what they're called here?
Was it the Goodwill or was it the Salvation Army?
Don't know.
It was one of them. For the 90 people watching, thank you very much. 88 people watching, thank you very much for coming and stopping by. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you went and checked out our store called oneupkeyboards.com. We got a new server, and we are trying to kill it.
Not quite.
I am trying to kill it.
Oscar says, I'm still trying to see if I can fix the PCB, and when I plug it in, it shows up as unknown USB device.
When you plug it in, what? After you've flashed it and reset it, and you've got a new ROM on it, it plugs in as unknown USB device. Oh, it's not good. I'm not sure what you're saying. So it's not turning up as a keyboard at all. What operating system are you using? YT Scary Game says, I just gave you $2 to your PayPal. Thanks very much. I really do appreciate that. Supporting this channel is amazing. It means that you're going to get better things like a better action cam. You're going to get eventually a 4K camera up here, right here, eventually. Thank you very much for doing that. That's great. Thanks. Really. I really do appreciate that.
KNAJFCSGO and more. Hey Pete, first of all, I enjoyed the stream. Is it worth buying a $40 cherry knockoff keyboard or spend $100 plus to get a genuine cherry?
You don't have to spend $100 plus on a genuine cherry. If I were you, I would go check out the Cooler Master Quickfire Rapid. If there's any left anywhere in the world, you should buy one of those. That or... And those don't have to cost over $100. You can find a link in the About section below. I would recommend those. They're not super expensive. But you can buy cherry without buying quality. That's the part that gets confusing is if you buy a Corsair or something or a Razer. No, Razers don't have. If you buy a Corsair with genuine cherry switches and you get a non-standard bottom row and you can't put different keycaps on it in the future, then I think you're buying into a problem as much as you would if you were buying a $40 keyboard. The truth of the matter is it's all about this what's called the standard bottom row. And let me grab a keyboard just so I can show you what the standard bottom row looks like. Now I'm not saying that you always need a standard bottom row, but just know what it is so you know what you're looking for. The standard bottom row looks like this. It's got three 1.25 units on this side. 1.25, 1.25, 1.25. And then it's got four on this side. 1.25, 1.25, 1.25, 1.25. That means it's a standard bottom row. Now you can find that standard bottom row on all sorts of keyboards. Look at this. It's got this 1, 2, 3 on the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the same size on the right. Go look at a Corsair, go look at other stuff, and you'll see that they don't have the standard bottom row. And the standard bottom row will save you 1,000,000 times over. So go spend the time to find that standard bottom row.
Oscar has Windows 10. He's using Windows 10.
Okay, and Windows 10 is coming up as an unrecognized device. I'm really not sure what's going on, man. That's after you flashed it with the GH60 hex. Or is the hex still not working?
Joseph McLaughlin says, I'm off. I'll keep checking your store for those dealer switches. Have a great night.
Thanks, you too, buddy. Steph, is your mic on?
No, because I'm eating grapes.
Oh.
Mr. Cowmoo. Whoa, Pete, I love you. You're a very positive person.
Thanks.
What switches should I use? I like medium resistance with a clicky sound.
Blue. Which blues should you use? Should you use Cherry MX blues or Gateron blues or Gatistottles? I would probably suggest for their smoothness Gaterons, but you can come to our shop and pick up a Gateron sample pack if you're not sure. Okay, so I've put all of the switches in place. You can see that. So I'm just going to flip it over now, and I'm going to make sure with my finger that all of them have two prongs that have come through. When I say two prongs that have come through, this is what I mean. Let me just show you on the action cam here. It'll come to life. It'll come, it'll come, it'll come. There it is. You can see there's two little prongs. And if you just go and check with your finger, it's way faster than checking with your eyes. So look, I'm just going to scan my fingers. It's like reading Braille across, and I can feel that there's two.
Windows 10 and flashing a G860 is almost impossible when I tried it, says Weekend Airsoft Warrior.
What's that? Flashing a GH60?
With Windows 10 is almost impossible when you tried.
Really? We're using flip. You press.
Weekend Airsoft
You press.
Warrior.
Look, you press this little button that puts it into programming mode. Then you use flip. Okay, I've checked. We're good. I'm just going to drink a bit more water, guys. I'm just going to drink a bit more water.
Why does this jump?
We got 15 on the website. That's great news. 98 watching. Thanks, guys.
I loaded up Linux to flash mine this weekend. There's Soft Warrior.
Yeah, you can always put Linux on a stick. It's not a bad idea. These are invaluable. I mean, how can you live without those? I don't know, but okay. I've got all my switches in. I've checked them all for the 2 prongs. I'm just gonna one more sip and then I'm gonna start warming up the soldering iron. Tie up URAD says, "What is this? I'm building a 60% keyboard. Those are the switches. It's a black Gateron gaming keyboard." Oh.
Watch out now. Flip will not work on Windows 10. Just keeps giving errors. Says weekend air software.
Oh, you gotta go in. There's a folder wherever it's installed, and there's a bunch of drivers in there. You've got to install the drivers. That's the part that everybody forgets.
That pencils work great.
How do you keep all your keyboards clean? If you, Steven, great question. If you ask, if you go to YouTube and type in how to clean a keyboard or how to clean a mechanical keyboard, you'll see my video. The way you do it is you take all the keycaps off and put them in with a denture tablet. We also sell individual denture tablets on one-up keyboards if you want to buy them from us instead. You soak them in the denture tablet fluid and then you pull them out and dry them probably overnight or whatever, which is great. Also, you can then use a Q-tip to go in between all the switches, and that's it. Basically, you're good. Flip doesn't come in a folder for me. I'm not sure, Oscar. What do you mean it doesn't come in a folder? I mean, when you install it, doesn't it go into like Windows / program files / it's been so long since I've used Windows, I don't really know. / flip / whatever / driver / something. In there, there's a driver and you can install them. You guys ready? It's solder cam time. Here we go. We're soldering. Steph, you're going to have to read out the questions for me because I'm soldering. I can't see.
You're soldering. All right. Yeah, Weekend Air Software had the same problem though. Couldn't get Flip to work on Windows 10 and it would not discover the GH60. Oh. Oscar, do you have anything that works with Linux, or do you have Linux on anything?
Is Invisibility around? I'm hoping that he could help. He seems like a guy who would have Windows and a clue. No? Because I don't have Windows, I really don't know. I could talk a long time about using DFU Programmer. Oh, that was sloppy.
Jared Trent says you need to have the Atmega 32U4 driver.
Yeah, where do you get that?
How did you make your camera thing like a circle?
In OBS? You mean... What do you mean? Like my...
Don't use pencils to take off keycaps.
What? Buy a keycap puller. We're going to start stocking a keycap puller in a couple of weeks.
This board to make, if you bought all the components off the website, so you've got a black aluminum base, You've got a 65 switch pack of Gateron Blacks. You've got the PBT keycap set. You've got a DIY Universal 60% keyboard kit with a carbon fiber black plate, cherry stabs, and a GH60 Satan PCB. That would come to $235 before shipping and tax, should either of those apply.
We don't charge we don't charge shipping within the Con US.
Is that everything that's in there? Was
Yeah.
that everything?
I think so. Oh, there's a sticker.
That comes with the
Yeah.
plate. Okay, Oscar says, I have Linux on a Dell computer from like the year 2003. Probably still works just fine, actually.
Yeah. Go get DFU programmer.
So, Oscar, you might want to... I can turn my mic on if you're feeling.
Yeah, good.
Oscar, it should still work, your Dell, so maybe try using the DFU programmer on Linux instead to program the board, and then it should be good to go on Windows. Is there a 60% keyboard with macro keys on the left?
This 60% keyboard is fully programmable, so you can set macro keys wherever you want.
Weekend Air Software says, I ended up fixing mine by installing Linux on a laptop and doing it that way. Okay, so Oscar, that might be what you need to do.
And did you use DFU programmer when you did that? Weekend Air Software?
God, why does it jump? That drives me nuts. What keyboard does your wife use?
Here, I'll show you.
Oh, it's still unplugged. You never plug my board back in.
This. Called the LJD 87 Up. It's coming very soon to One Up Keyboards.
Weekend Air Software says yes.
What do you guys think of solder can? Don't forget it's available in full 1080p.
Oscar said his dad threw away the PC, but he has a 2006 Mac Pro. Would that work?
Yeah, you probably DFU programmer again is available for Mac, but the steps are long and convoluted. Just go check online. I'm sure you can find them.
So that might work better than...
I don't know about this Windows 10 error that you're having, so it's impossible for me to talk about it competently.
I know, it just sounds like Weekend Air Software had the same problem, so Windows is just a pain.
I know, but in my video where I programmed the Frosty Flake, I'm pretty sure I'm using Windows 10. There was no other Windows to use at the time.
Yeah, but I think the error has to do with the GH60.
No, the error doesn't have to do with the GH60. The error has to do with the Atmel driver being installed by Windows.
Yeah, but you weren't using
Again,
Windows 10, were you?
What? I was using Windows 10 because I was doing it on my Mac. Pretty sure, anyways. Just before you go too crazy and install some crazy stuff on some crazy computers. I'm just saying, just have a quick look on the forum. I'm sure the guys on Mechanical Keyboards have dealt with this stuff before. So
How much can these keyboards be programmed? Can it have things like layers?
Yes. Up to, what is this? Up to 9 layers, up to 12 macros.
And what makes the Satan version different from the regular PCB?
This is the Chinese knockoff of it, and in my opinion, it's just as good and more widely available, which means that it's better supported. Other than that, there's no real major differences. If you're really curious about it and you're wondering what can I program? Does it really have all those layers? What can I do with those layers? Go download Easy AVR, and you can create your own hex long before you buy one.
Any plans for an LJD 96 up?
Eventually, but let's get the 87 up out of the door before we... wait a sec. 96, did you say?
Yeah.
No, because there's no PCB out there that currently supports it, is there? Unless I'm unaware. Which could be the case, I just don't... There may be a full size in the future. I'm talking to a friend about that.
Weekend Airsoft Warrior says there have been 4 posts today with people having the same trouble I did with GH60 and Windows 10.
Oh boy. And no resolutions.
Well, Linux worked for Weekend Airsoft
Yeah.
Warrior. Will you ever stock backlit black PBT caps? No.
Yeah, there's a possibility. I'm talking to one company about the possibility, but we haven't formalized our arrangements as yet.
What PCB will the 87 have?
We're working with Gone. How many people are currently watching?
100.
Thank you to 100 people who are currently watching. If you haven't already, please do press like and please do press subscribe. It helps me vastly.
Solder cam is bomb. I had to tin and clean my tip after every switch. Any ideas why?
You have a solder that has too much rosin in it.
Pete, can you recommend any keyboard for my son who's 17?
Yeah, do you want to build it yourself or not? If you want to build it yourself, get the LJD 87 up.
87 up.
Yeah, the 87 version, which is the TKL
Which
version.
is not currently available.
Which isn't currently available, but just hold on another 2 weeks or whatever. Or if you're just looking for one that's off the shelf, I would consider the Cooler Master Quickfire Rapid or the Philco Magis Touch 2. Both of which are excellent and upgradable keyboards. It's so rare to find an upgradable keyboard. But they're upgradable and they have standard, what's called the standard bottom row, which I talked about earlier if you weren't here to watch it.
Any plans for a mechanical keyboard full size?
Yes.
What shape of solder tip is that?
This is a slight chisel tip from... Oh, now that you say that, you've just reminded me that I have other tips. I got other tips for Christmas.
Is this PCB compatibility with RGB switch?
No, not with RGB. This does do backlit and switch lighting, but it does not do RGB.
What PCB use with RGB?
I don't know of any 60% that do RGB. Do you guys? There's probably one out there. I know And Pro was an RGB one.
I just got a solder kit. Don't have much knowledge with soldering. Where do I get the solder though?
Amazon. I recommend Kester solder. I was telling somebody earlier. Can't remember who I was telling now.
Yeah, the solder kit comes without solder. It's an additional add-on. Some people who do a lot of soldering have their own already that they prefer, or you can add it into your kit, your cable kit.
And that's really thin stuff. This stuff that I'm using would be considered thick by comparison to the stuff for the cable kits.
Zeal 60 is the only RGB 60%.
Oh, okay.
When are you building your Let's Split?
Good question. That's coming up soon. I'm currently I have a list in my queue, and I need to get through that before I can build keyboards for myself. So the answer is soon, but I don't know.
Mr. Camus says, is the one asking about the keyboard for the Sun.
Yeah.
I would like a keyboard from your website to support you.
Oh, that's very kind. You might have to wait 2 weeks to get the one that has the arrow keys already in it. That, or if you'd like to get one of these 60%, we have a pre-built 60% with browns. This one will be up on the website probably tomorrow sometime. Yeah, or if you want to build one, you know, the LJD 61 ups are a great kit. They're just a little fussy with the stabilizers. But if you watch one of my live streams, how to do it, it's not hard. I do hope to eventually put one or two more of those in stock on the shop.
Can you give us an update about what you're doing?
Sure. So I'm building a gaming keyboard. That's to say, with Cherry MX Black switches, but they're not Cherry MX Blacks. They're a competitor switch called Gateron, but they're Gateron Black switches, which is a great switch for gaming. This is a fully programmable keyboard, which means that you program it via a computer program, and then it binds it to the keyboard. Unlike some of the other gaming keyboards where it's like software driven, this one, it all lives on the Atmel chip. So the Atmel chip learns what it is and then always does that one thing, which is kind of cool. I'm at the phase of I've put all the switches in place, and I'm just now soldering them in to create the connection points so that the switches, when you push on them, create the electrical impulse across it. And then once I'm done this, which is only 2 more switches away, once I'm done this, I'll flip it over and give you another look at exactly what we're talking about here. All right, cool. Oh, I'm going to switch it off there before I start turning and twisting it.
How much does the LJD 61 up weigh?
That's a good question, and I can do that after I do this. If you stick around for just like 10 minutes, I'll do that for you.
Will this keyboard have any LEDs?
I'm not going to LED it. Not that I'm kind of gaining a reputation as anti-LED, and I'm not anti-LED. I just don't have any nice LEDs I want to put on it. I've ordered some LEDs for a future computer, but the keyboard, but this one's going to be like pure stealth. Pure stealth. It's going to be black, 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 and it's going to look amazing. Super amazing, in fact. Am I going to give it away? Well, I'm going to put it up for sale on the website, and to put this much work into anything and not charge $1 million for it, I feel like I'm giving it away. Okay, So that's that. Next thing I need to do really is to test it. Why don't I do that in the base here? Okay, so I'm going to open a program called Keyboard Tester.
This board with purple LEDs would be super dope, says Weekend Airsoft 40.
Okay, now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go to Selfie Cam. Even though it's only going to show part of it. I'm sorry, the other part of it's not working for God knows what. Okay, so now I need to plug this puppy in. There it is. Ugh. Okay, for whatever reason I hit 4 then. So I've got escape 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 0. That's good news.
Does the metal cool right away after soldering?
Pretty close. I mean, I wouldn't want to lick it, but it's not hot for long.
Which
Oh,
caster?
whoops.
Davis the Great?
Whoops. What happened to my...
I don't know. You broke it. Are you listening? What caster are you using?
I don't know the answer. There it is. I don't know what happened. It disappeared.
Are the Plank keyboard and Prionic keyboard the only ortholinear keyboards on the market?
Yes, so far as I know. So I'm going to say this is fully working. I can't say for sure about that bottom row until I reprogram it. But that is a fully working keyboard. Sweet! All right, guys. Well, all 109 viewers, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who's already pressed like. If you haven't already, please do give this channel a like. If you haven't already, please do press subscribe. I am going to press mute for 1 second while I go have a quick nature break. I'm going to be just a few minutes. I just have to run to the washroom. Back in a flash. Whoops. Why isn't that key working? I'm just going to press mute so you can't hear me. 116 viewers. Is that what I'm seeing? Is that really what I'm seeing here? It's incredible. Thank you to everyone who's joined. Really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I'm Pete, aka Ski with Pete. I'm the owner of oneupkeyboards.com. And today I'm building a custom, what I'm calling a gaming keyboard. It's got Gateron blacks on it. It's got a black carbon fiber top plate. It's got a fully customized 60% CPU. And it's got this beautiful aluminum black base. Okay, next step, I'm going to pull this out for one more quick second and do this, which I always like to do before I get too far in. This already has a beautiful line across it, so I can see exactly. It already has a line. That's really going to make my life easy. Okay, next phase. Just going to move this off to the side here. Where did that come from? Oh, okay. That's done. This is done. Steph, did you make note? And that? And the... Can you, though?
Yeah.
Okay, 110 viewers. Whoa, pressure's on, pressure's on. Alright, guys. Here we go. Now, where's that set? If you're looking to get Zelios, you can just hold on another week and we'll have them available on oneupkeyboards.com. They will go fast though, so I do warn you, you got to be in pretty quick if you want them. I think we've ordered, what, 5,000 switches, Steph?
I don't know.
Pete, does that aluminum base on one-up keyboards fit a Zeal 60% PCB? I believe yes, it will. The Zeal 60% PCB. Yeah, this is a universal plate and a universal base. Yeah, and the PCB will definitely work with the universal stuff. So, yeah, 100%. It's gonna. I have no doubt whatsoever that it will fit and be perfect. Sweet. One screw left over.
I hope you can show the side printed keycaps with more detail. It's hard to see.
Absolutely. Give me just one moment. Uno momento. You forgot to weigh the LJD61 up. I did. Here, let me go do that. Let me just get... What unit do you want it measured in?
Do both.
How do you do that?
I don't think you need the candle, but okay.
15 ounces. Or 424 grams. That's for the carbon fiber with aluminum feet. Or the stainless steel version. This one is currently available for sale on the website. The stainless steel version is 981 grams. Or 2 pound, 2 ounces. 2 pound, 2.6 ounces. Cool.
You're saying there's a middle screw for the other one? I thought there were only 6.
What? The middle screw. What about the middle screw?
There's just a spare screw. There's only 6 holes. You've got a spare.
One. Look, from the left. 1, 2, 3. Under the space bar. 5, 6.
Okay.
I didn't miss any.
Okay.
Top right. No, the top right has the screw in it. You guys. You're terrible. Making me all nervous and shit. 114 viewers. Please tell me everybody's watching in full 1080p. Please. Watch in full 1080p. Press like. Press subscribe.
There's a candle on the scale just to give it some height so that the feet don't touch the surface on either side of the scales.
And we zero it with that on it. Yes. You know what? This is actually a TKL set. So it's a little more. This is a low profile case, so you'll be able to see it's got floating keys. So let me just turn on the action cam here for a moment. Action cam.
Doesn't really show them very well.
Not yet. Not yet. But it's coming. It's a coming. Oh. Now I'm dropping the keycaps. This is really going the opposite way to what it should.
Do you flip your space bar?
I do flip the space bar on a lot of my keyboards, but this one I won't be. Oh, maybe you can't see that really nicely. Give me a minute. Let me switch cameras. Switch back to overhead. And then what I'll do is I'll pull this back and up here so you can see that. And then I'll switch over to action cam. That didn't help.
That's just blurry.
That helped. Vince Tang. What's going on? Okay, I'm going to switch back to the other camera. Just for a few minutes. Just so I don't run out of battery on that one. CVB and that guy. Yeah, it's a really crazy setup, but we're working towards a better one. Really, we are working towards a better one. Can you guys see how in my face it is? You can, so it's a little bit embarrassing. Oops. Whoops. I've just convinced myself that I need to build myself one of these keyboards. I mean, look how good this looks, Steph. Okay, I'm just going to switch on the action cam so you guys can take a look at that. So you can see all those beautiful side printed letters in there. Oh, you can see the carbon fiber under there. Maybe you just can't see it from... Can you not see it from where you are? Because you can see it. It's subtle, but it's... And it's not just that. It's the... You can hear it. Almost finished. Almost finished. Just going to clean up for another few seconds here. Okay. Just going to switch back to the overhead angle. Almost finished. The GH60 from One Up Keyboards. Black aluminum base with a GH60 Satan fully programmable 60% PCB with a universal 60% carbon fiber top plate, Gateron blacks, and black PBT side printed keycaps. Delicious. Just a typing test for you guys at home. The GH60 Satan kit from oneupkeyboards.com. What can I say? What can I say? It doesn't feel as stiff as Cherry MX Blacks. Like my Cherry MX Blacks, I'm almost fighting to put them down. Mm-hmm. These Gateron Blacks are like nice. Do you wanna come? Mm-mm. Come on. Just build a keyboard. Come on. Steph doesn't want to try it. I don't know what to say.
Why no F keys?
Smaller. This is a smaller size. Again, with the layers, what you can do is have F keys. Basically, I press function, and that becomes F1. So my number one key becomes F1 just by holding and pressing function down. Does that make sense? Let me pull this back. Take a look. Yeah, it's a good question about QWERTY. I think it's just that it's what people started on, so it's the same problem I have. Because I started on it, I am loath to give it up. Even though I know there are more efficient versions. I'm just going to switch over to the action cam for a second. Yeah, it's the same. So what I would do is press function, and 1 would be F1. Equally, your arrow keys are bound to a function layer. You can do like function WASD, which would be normal to a gamer. Or you could, as I do, I don't use the caps lock key very often. When I do, I bind it under function caps lock. But otherwise, I just have this be my function layer so that I can do that. And then WASD become my arrow keys with this held down. How much did this project cost again, Steph? $235.
To buy all the components.
Yeah, which gets you all the components, including the keycaps. The keycaps are PBT side printed keycaps available at oneupkeyboards.com. They are, I believe, from NPKC. Cool. Do you guys have any questions or anything you want me to tackle? I see there's 87 viewers still here. The numbers are quickly declining. Now that you've seen the final thing, I don't blame you. Cool. Well, thank you to everybody who tuned in for today's episode. Zelios are linear, right? No, they are tactile. Yeah. Thank you to everybody who tuned in today, both for my earlier show and for my late show. The earlier show was like a tech review show, which was cool and fun. And the late show, obviously, I've been building this keyboard. Weekend Airsoft Warrior asked for one more typing test. Excuse me. These are Gateron Blacks presented on a universal carbon fiber middle plate. Pon10 says, thank you for the great show. There should be a coffee for you. Thanks very much. For those of you who'd like to support this channel, you can do so in the About section below. You can buy me a coffee or support this channel on Patreon, which would be great. Thank you. Davis the Great says, looks great. Thank you. Do you ever build a full keyboard? Haven't built a full one yet. The biggest I've built is at TKL, and I hope to build another one of those soon. If you haven't already, please do press like and please do press subscribe. I really do appreciate the subscribers joining in tonight's show. We're almost at 22,000. If I could just show that off for one quick second. The camera on the right's not working, so you can't see me in there, but it's weird. Let me just have a quick check. Transform, edit, transform. No, that really is not going to work. Not today, anyways. Well, you can see that the subscriber numbers there, 21,953. Thank you again to everybody who joined in on today's show. Thank you for answering questions, and especially thank you to my mods for helping deal with the crowds. R1206 writes, dude writes, Pete, do you game? I do a bit of gaming. Haven't done much recently, but that's not to say I don't. This keyboard in particular will be up for sale on oneupkeyboards.com sometime tomorrow-ish. Thank you, AJ. That's awesome. Good luck in your build. Keep me posted. Let me know how you guys do. Of course, my neck is stiff. I've been live streaming for like 8 hours today. Thanks again to everybody for tuning in. I do appreciate it. This is a lot of fun and beautiful keyboard. So thanks again. Take care, and we'll see you guys again soon. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press this button, which means that the bit where I do all the talking is over, but you guys can keep asking questions amongst yourselves. You can keep asking questions to the mods and do that sort of stuff. Thanks again to everybody who tuned in. I really do appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who supports the channel on Patreon. If you haven't already done so, go check out the About section. There's an absolute ton of information in there. Please do subscribe. Please do like. Please do share this with all of your friends. And I'll see you guys again soon.